My name is Mike Wallenfels. I am the current CEO of Timbuk2 Designs in San Francisco. I've been in the industry now for 25 years, so working in retail originally, then moving on to the wholesale side, sales managing. I've worked at Sierra Designs, one of the founders of Mountain Hardware. Previously was a president of Mountain Hardware before I took the opportunity here at Timbuk2. I'd say the biggest challenge is getting mojo and momentum. Momentum relates to exciting salespeople, exciting the consumer. How does we connect the consumer with something that happened in the store? There's so many different stories about an individual market that might be on fire, but another market is not. You might have a current channel that is working and others that are not, so there's no consistency. So I think that you'd look at online retailers, they're doing well in some areas, but you look at brick and mortar stores, and I think the biggest challenge right now is actually those true specialty shops feeling that they have excitement and uniqueness and an opportunity to differentiate themselves. So rejuvenating specialty, I think, is a core thing that this industry needs to make sure that they're focusing on. As far as the industry is concerned, I think that financial stability of the retail channel, and the retail channel stability has such a narrow margin, literally, in terms of profit margin and end profit at the end of the year, that any hiccup in that, if you only have a 3% margin of error between profitability and not profitability, your ability to succeed, but also get more capital, to get more money. And right now I'm seeing issues starting to arise with retailers not being approved for future lines of credit because the banks are being very strict on what they need to do as far as covenants in order to meet certain benchmarks. And if they can't meet those benchmarks, they don't have money, they don't have funding, they can't pay their bills. So I think that the vendors then, that trickles up because the vendors wind up supporting and being a funding source because there's a lot of time in between when the product shipped and when it's paid for. So that float's covered by the vendors. If there's any hiccup in terms of key retailers not being able to pay those bills, it's a huge financial impact on some of these brands, especially some of the smaller, younger, more innovative brands putting new stuff on the market. I look at Big Agnes over here in the hall. I look at a Go-Lite, really trying to make some new fun things happen. But boy, if they have a big retailer and that big retailer winds up defaulting in what they're doing, that can be devastating for them. The industry is getting better at promoting itself. It's growing up. It's becoming more sophisticated. There's an element of stability that everyone in the country, I think it's said, like the OIA has said, about 75% to 80% of people participate in outdoor activities in some level whatsoever. So there's a large consumer base for it. As long as we can keep that consumer base engaged and active and buying in new and exciting things. So if we can have innovation, which we see, but if we can keep amplifying that, and if we can find ways like the industry starting to do better in terms of promoting ourselves, PR, promotions, events that are happening in urban centers like New York City or in Chicago, that's the stuff that I see a lot of excitement happening. And there's some retailers doing a really good job at it. And those examples of people that are doing events and they're doing promotions and they're communicating in the right way, there are some signs of really good, clear success. And so I think we just have to keep from being obsessed with the ones that aren't being successful, which we tend to really glom onto, but start to really celebrate the ones that work, and how can we try to amplify those in more areas.